Niemenhau, I'm so very glad to be with you this morning. I'm sorry that I couldn't be there in person, but this is the best we can do. I'm going to talk to you today about a new paradigm derived from quantum physics, quantum management, how higher has implemented this, and how digital technology has allowed higher to have incredible innovation. In the 17th century, Newton shook the world by simplifying the way nature works into three simple laws of motion. The simplicity and power of Newton's laws was such that it gave rise to a paradigm that defined all thinking for the next 300 years. It still defines much of our thinking today, even for those of you who know nothing about physics. Newton's physics said that the world is simple, rule-abiding, predictable, and of course the world of the 17th up to the end of the 19th centuries was quite a slow-moving world. Newton's thought influenced psychology, sociology, it affected Weber's thinking on bureaucracy, it affected Adam Smith's thinking on economics, and it affected Frederick Taylor's thinking on management theory. Frederick Taylor wanted to be the Newton of management theory, and his model for the company was taken from Newton's model of the universe. Newton thought the universe was a giant machine, and Taylor thought the organization should run like a good, efficient machine. But we live in a very different world today in the 21st century. Our world is complex, it's uncertain, it's unpredictable, it's massively interconnected, and it's very fast-moving. Very rapid change happening almost daily. I think that the COVID-19 crisis has really brought a lot of this home to us in a way that we can't avoid. And because we live in a very different world than the world of Newton's physics and the Newtonian paradigm, we need a new paradigm for today. A new paradigm for all thinking, but relevant to this conference, a new paradigm for management thinking that can take account of the complexity, rapid change, uncertainty, and unpredictability of the climate in which business has to operate today. At the beginning of the 20th century, Newton's physics was all but replaced by quantum physics. Don't worry, you don't have to understand quantum physics to follow me today. But to know some things about it is important to understand when I say that quantum physics has now given rise to a new paradigm, a paradigm that replaces the Newtonian paradigm, and again, as did Newton, this new quantum physics paradigm will affect all thinking at least for the next 100 years. We can't see beyond that. And I have been particularly concerned to apply this new quantum paradigm to management thinking. So I originated quantum management theory. Quantum management theory is not quantum physics for management. Quantum physics mainly operates within the tiny world of the atom, though today scientists tell us that we live in a quantum world. Everything, including ourselves and our organizations, is indeed quantum if we know how to understand it and look at it. And complexity science, which describes what are in effect living quantum systems, talks about complex adaptive systems, and complexity science and complex adaptive systems are now being applied by scientists and social thinkers to human social systems like cities and companies and social groups. So while quantum physics itself doesn't operate in the company, I think that we can think of the company as a complex adaptive system, as a living quantum system. And quantum management takes its principles, its main ideas for how to lead, organize, and structure a company today from the defining principles of quantum physics and those of complex adaptive systems. And so I want to quickly run you through the difference between Newtonian physics, the Newtonian or Taylorian company, quantum physics, the quantum company, and then how Higher itself has implemented these principles and qualities of the quantum company to become what is, to my knowledge, the very first large-scale quantum company in the world. Newton's universe, as I said, was mechanical, and he saw the world as a machine. Quantum physics sees things as systems, and complexity science sees them as living systems. Quantum management theory and the quantum organization sees the company as a conscious living system. And Higher describes itself as a tropical rainforest, and many people like myself have compared Higher to a city, saying it's more like a self-organizing conscious city than like a company in the way we used to think of companies. Newtonian physics was atomistic. The world was made of separate, impenetrable atoms with hard boundaries between each atom. The Taylorian company, therefore, was divided into separate, siloed functions. The quantum physics, though, says that we live in a holistic world, a world where everything is entangled, everything is connected to everything. Quantum physics tells us there's no such thing as separation. Separation is an illusion. So the quantum organization will be a networked organization, not a harshly siloed organization divided by boundaries. Higher itself is a networked, boundaryless organization, and its Rendon-Yoy management model is often called the zero-distance model. Newtonian physics was deterministic. Everything was ruled by iron laws. The Newtonian or Taylorian organization is bureaucratic. Everything is rule-bound. It has top-down leadership. The leader, the manager, the CEO is the boss, calls all the shots. Quantum physics describes spontaneous, self-organizing systems, and in complexity science, these living quantum systems are also spontaneous and self-organizing. At Higher, the company has been divided into micro-enterprises, which are agile, responsive, self-organizing, and leadership is bottom up, hands off from the top. Newtonian physics said that everything is either particle-like or wave-like, either or. And the Taylorism company is very particle-like, with a division of labor, divided by functions. But the quantum physics says that everything is both particle-like and wave-like, both and. So the quantum company will be multifunctional and be made up of a network, wave-like, of independent units. At Higher, each micro-enterprise is independent and therefore particle-like, but also cooperating with and collaborating with all other micro-enterprises, so therefore also wave-like. Newtonian physics says there's one best way for a particle to get from A to B. And Newtonian company, therefore, says there's one point of view, one best decision, one best way forward. So it puts all of its eggs in one basket. Quantum physics, on the other hand, says that reality is a superposition of multiple potentialities. Everything can happen all at once. Everything is possible. And the quantum company, therefore, stresses that there are many points of view, many ways to get from A to B, and many ways of getting things done. At Higher, this multiple potentiality is realized by the existence of 4,000 micro-enterprises. Each micro-enterprise is an experiment with the future, a finger into the future, testing the market in a different way, and all 4,000 are doing this at the same time. Quantum physics is reactive. Everything is a reaction to the effect of the laws of physics upon the particle. And the Taylorism company is reactive. It just reacts to events, reacts to changes in the market. Quantum physics, on the other hand, quantum systems are responsive to their environment. How they evolve depends upon the environmental situation. And quantum physics tells us the world is not made of separate individual things. The world is made of relationships. Relationship makes reality. So the quantum company must be responsive to its internal system and to the environment, and it will have many related centers of power. At Higher, all employees are in a responsive relationship with, are entangled with the company's users or customers. Also, Higher now has an internal ecosystem in which all the MEs inside the company are related to each other, and an external ecosystem in which Higher as a company is related to an ecosystem comprising many other companies. It has even now launched ecosystem brands to bring home the fact that some of its products are made or comprised of things from many different companies. And it has scenarios now, related combinations of products, rather than just marketing single products. In Newtonian physics, I, the observer, am just a passive witness to what the laws of physics determine will happen. In the Taylorian company, I, as an employee, am just a passive unit of production. I have one skill, and I do what I'm told. Quantum physics says we live in a participatory universe where the observer and the observed are part of a single co-creative system. I, as the observer, help to make reality happen. So in a quantum company, employees are co-creative partners. And at higher, employees and their users are co-creative partners. The user and the micro-enterprise employee jointly innovate new products, and the user is the boss. Newtonian atoms are isolated. The Taylorian company is an island unto itself. But quantum physics says that everything is contextual. It depends upon its environment, what the system will be like. So the Newtonian company is related to the environment. And at higher, it is the user needs and the user interaction that actually determines what products will be manufactured. And Newtonian universe, Newtonian physics is unquestionable. The Newtonian company, the leader knows best. You don't question the leader's decisions. Quantum physics says that questions evoke reality. Questions make potentialities happen. So it invites us to ask questions. So the Newtonian company is a questioning company. And higher has a questioning, self-critical culture. Now, a company like higher could not function without an effective IT system relating all these 4,000 MEs to each other, relating the MEs to their millions of customers, relating the MEs to other companies in the external ecosystem. Higher has invented its own boutique Cosmoplat IT system. Cosmoplat interconnects all the internal ecosystem of the many MEs in the company. It connects MEs to the company's millions of users, thus allowing mass production to be replaced by mass customization, because through the Cosmoplat system, I, the customer, can tell you, the microenterprise employee, what different features I want my own product to have. Cosmoplat facilitates also the external ecosystem between the higher MEs and all the other companies with whom it cooperates in its ecosystem brand complex. Now, Cosmoplat is now helping other companies in the world. It's become part of the pan-European market cloud Gaia X cloud plan, thus enabling higher to be connected to the entire European market and all of its companies. And it is also overall connecting 8,000 companies, 50 industries, and over 340 million users. This is what IT can do when used cleverly. Hire also during the COVID crisis was able to use Cosmoplat to collect all COVID data, to build an efficient medical supplies platform, and to evolve an entire ecosystem for medical consumables. So the digitalized IT system of Cosmoplat has allowed a quantum company to function in a quantum way in today's quantum age. Thank you very much. Shishi.